You can find the song Padam Padam on any music app. But on the YouTube Music app, you'll find this rare Padam Padam punk.
But mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Alexa, disconnect.
Get YouTube Music Premium. It has a toggle thingy.
You're playing with fire, kid. Laptops aren't made to handle all that. Multiple apps, big files. You think it won't crash? You're a hot dog in a hurricane.
It's a Mac. It's running fine.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another live stream here. Today we'll be tracking and monitoring Hurricane Helene here. I'm joined by a guest that will be introduced later, but we do have a very important topic to cover right now. A confirmed tornado has been reported in Coffee County in Georgia. So, emergency management saw a tornado on the ground near Highway 268. So, we'll go ahead and take a look at this storm that is showing the tornado that is observed here. So, the tornado that has been observed, let's take a look at it real quick. Let me switch to the correct radar site. Alright, so you can see here, this will be moving into the McRae-Helena area. So let's go ahead and take a look at our velocity radar here. On this site, I'm only seeing a small amount of rotation there, but I'm gonna switch radar sites, and we may see some more on this radar site. Yeah, we do see. So that is probably where your tornado is gonna be at. We have a special guest with us today. He is going to be joining us today. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well.
It's gonna be a pretty active day, I think so.
Yes, I do think that as well. But as you can see, it is moving near the Jacksonville area, near Highway 17 East River Road, and it will be traveling in the Highway 319 area into McRae, Georgia. So if you live in the Telfair County area, this tornado will be impacting your area shortly. So make sure you are in your shelter. But right now, we're just going to go over some of our outlooks here from the National Hurricane Center.
And before we do that, I would like to mention there's an area of rotation near Vidalia that is strengthening, so we could get a tornado warning on that shortly.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that before we switch over. Vidalia, the one near Lions at the bottom right here.
Hold up. It's basically right in Vidalia. It's very broad.
All right, so take a look at that.
Well, slightly broad, but
I assume you're using the Warner Robins station, maybe?
yes, I am.
All right, so that will be right south of Vidalia.
Basically, it's going into Vidalia currently, just by the way.
So there may be a funnel cloud. If you look out your window, you might see a funnel cloud there. It's in between the Lions and Vidalia here. So if you're in these areas, make sure you're taking your shelter soon or pretty soon, because these tornadoes do spin up very quickly, and sometimes it's not allowed the National Weather Service to issue a warning quick enough. So make sure that you are in your shelter at a time that is appropriate, even if there is no warning yet. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at our National Hurricane Center here.
To go look at anything for this. But when rotation is getting broader, they haven't been reissuing tornado warnings. They've just been issuing special weather statements. So if you get a special weather statement, make sure to read what it is for. And if it is for rotation, please take shelter.
Thank you for that. So we're going to... What? So now we're going to take a look at our National Hurricane Center here. So let's go ahead and read that out loud. All right. So this is our key message for the National Hurricane Center. Let me take a look back at that. Okay, here we go. So a catastrophic deadly storm surge is likely along portions of Florida around the Big Bend coast, where inundations could reach high as 20 feet above ground level, along with destructive waves. There's also a danger of life-threatening storm surge along the remainders of the west coast of the Florida Peninsula. Residents of those areas should follow advice given by local officials and evacuate if told to do so. Potentially catastrophic hurricane force winds are expected within the eye wall of Helene, which as it makes landfall in the Big Bend region this evening. Preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion. Damaged, life-threatening hurricane force winds, especially in gusts, will penetrate well inland over portions of northern Florida and southern Georgia later today and tonight, where hurricane warnings are in effect. Strong wind gusts are likely for further north portions across northern Georgia and the Carolinas, particularly over the higher terrain of the southern Appalachians. Catastrophic and life-threatening flash and urban flooding includes numerous significant landslides is expected across portions of the southern Appalachians through Friday. So if you're in those regions, they're in the Appalachian mountain region, there could be some landslides there. So make sure to pay attention to your local emergency management. Considerable to catastrophic flash and urban. Oh, I already read that part. Widespread significant river flooding over major rivers is likely. So, the guest it has a announcement to make, so you can go ahead with that.
Alrighty. So, getting closer to the eye of the storm near Tampa, with some of these outer bands that are still over the ocean, the aircraft reconnaissance plane flew through these and was getting 100 knots at flight level. So these have some very strong winds in them. Still a good distance out from the actual eye. So it'll be a little less than 100 knots due to flight levels. Obviously, flying. I believe they fly at about 7,000 feet for this area. Um, so I'm thinking we could have winds possibly around 85 to 90 miles an hour in some of these bands that could just kind of scrape Tampa. And then I also want to mention Helene is now a Category 3 hurricane. The National Hurricane Center has not updated it, but they have gotten Category 3 hurricane wind speeds, and they also found a minimum low pressure of 959 millibars, as well as wind speeds of around 130-ish knots. So that's about 150 miles an hour. So getting some very significant winds in that eye wall. And I believe they are done on this mission, but they are going to do more pass-throughs later. And we actually just got another tornado warning. This is almost including McRae now. So go ahead and take a look at that.
So we are going to continue with our National Hurricane Center. National Hurricane. I cannot talk today.
National Hurricane Center outlook.
Yes, we're gonna continue with that, but right now, we're gonna look at the track here. So this is a pretty recent track. I believe it is the most updated one. But as you can see, those tropical storm force winds are in most of Florida pretty much right now, as you can see with that track. So if you're in Florida, you'll be seeing some tropical storm force winds into the Florida area. But next, we're going to take a look at another slideshow, which would be our wind speed probability. And as you can see, most of Florida on the western side and the west-north side of Florida and into most of Georgia will be seeing some of those strong tropical storm force winds, and lots of west Florida and portions of Georgia will be seeing those hurricane force winds. So if you're in those areas, make sure to be paying attention. But for now, we are going to take a look back at those tornado warnings in McRae area. So, those are getting closer to McRae, Georgia. So we are going to go back to that. Do you have any comments with that?
Still watching this Vidalia area. Still just a pretty large area of broad rotation.
Yep, so we're just going to look at the Vidalia area one more time.
Wow. Okay, something else I think I should mention. We're having water spouts off the shore. Lots of them. These are going to be heading on shore most likely in the next few hours. And these are some pretty strong water spouts according to Velocity. So I definitely think we should watch these. I am going to present my screen if you want to show it. I'm just going to leave it on Radar Omega so that if you do ever want to show it, I'll have it up. But yeah, we could be having some strong water spouts out here But if you would like to present my screen real quick, I can show that. And these are heading up in large area of tornado warnings, possibly down towards Edisto Beach, all the way up into Audena. I'm not sure how to say that. But McLennanville, all the way up to McLennanville, I think we could see some tornado warnings here in the next few hours.
So we do actually have a tornado warning, and so we do have this tornado warning here in Florida. I'm not seeing too much rotation with that, but that would be our rotation area as that moves through Athla into those Highway 73 and 167 areas. It is west of Bristol and Torrey State Park. So if you're in those areas, seek your shelter now. But we're going to take a look back at our confirmed tornado in McRae, Georgia. McRae. So we actually do have a tornado warning to Lumber City and a tornado warning. We have actually a very tornadic band moving in. So the rotation in Lumber City area has just strengthened a bit. So the one near Jacksonville, Georgia, will be moving towards McRae. The one in Lumber City will be moving towards McRae and Alamo. So if you're in those areas, make sure you are taking a good look at your radar and getting to your appropriate safe areas. We're going to take a quick break. I will leave the National Hurricane Center up just for a moment. Thank you, and we will be right back.
Computers have a funny way of vanishing around here.
Okay. Can they see my radar, Omega? Alrighty, hello. Hello, everybody. Not sure. Okay, it looks like. Okay, so you can see my radar. So let's go ahead. And I do want to mention the storm here in Vidalia does not have a tornado warning on it, but you might as well treat it as one. They issued a special weather statement for an enhanced risk of a brief tornado. And there's actually a pretty tight rotation couplet here that we need to be watching. And it does look like we just got a new tornado warning here. This includes Lumber City now. There's also a pretty tight couplet here. Then there's another tornado warning. This will be moving into McRae here shortly. Not as strong, but once again, still treated like a tornado warning because it is one. Let's see. Does not look like this tornado is on the ground as of now, but it could be on the ground in any second. So once again, make sure you are taking shelter now. And this was previously on the ground not too long ago. And then we have these two other special weather statements. These have also been issued for an enhanced risk of a brief tornado. And we have a few areas of rotation in this area here. And then we have another tornado warning down here near Bluntstown, and we actually got a damage report. A report of a fallen tree that's from law enforcement. Not too much rotation, but we have a little bit. But we will have to watch for that. I also think we should be watching this area as well, as anything could try to spin up into there as well. And then we have some more areas of rotation here off the shore. Most likely are producing waterspouts. Alrighty. All right, everybody. So I'm back here. And yeah, once again, got some of these tornado warnings ongoing. I think that we will definitely start to get more here in the next few hours. I think we will get some in the Savannah to Brunswick area. So we have some of those storms offshore that are producing water spouts as well. And then we have some of these other banding features off the coast of about Cape Canaveral here. These are moving up that general direction, and with this flow, they will be moving onshore in a few hours. But this storm here off Cape Canaveral is producing a waterspout and wind gusts to nearly 50 knots. So let me go ahead. So that's tropical storm force wind speed. That's around 58 miles an hour. And I'm going to pull up a camera to see if we have a view of that. So I'm pulling up a camera to see if we have a view of that water spout. I don't believe we do, but it's always worth a try. And we do not. I think that's just a little too far out. But once again, having some tropical storm force winds just in some of these outer bands. So definitely nothing to play around with. But let's take a look here in the Tampa area with some of these bands that could scrape the shore. We could have some winds up to 80 to 90 miles an hour, and the air reconnaissance plane did fly through those and was getting 100 knots at flight level, so that's about 85 miles an hour. So yeah, could have some hurricane force winds with these bands, and then also definitely lots of water spouts. It's hard to see due to it being off the shore, and the radar sight's not great with velocity from a distance. But there are definitely a lot of water spouts. So back to this Florida tornado warning here. Check on this real quick. Still not really too much rotation, but this area right to the south of it has been picking up a little bit of rotation right into there. So we will need to watch for that to get stronger. But let's check our correlation coefficient. We do not have any CC drops as of now, but still be in shelter if you are in those areas. All right, let's come back up here to these Georgia tornado warnings. One going into McRae, and then another one in Lumber City right now. Lumber City storm is the tightest, and need to verify this. Okay, I believe that is just some noise. I don't believe that is a CC drop. But yeah, the other thing that the National Weather Service is doing, they have been issuing lots of special weather statements instead of tornado warnings. Because they look at these storms and they say it still has rotation. It could drop a tornado in any second, but they don't want to put tornado warnings on it for some reason. But if you are in one of those special weather statements, please make sure to read what it's for. And then if it is for rotation, please get to shelter and treat it like a tornado warning. So yeah, that's really all I have. But once again, Helene is now a 120 mile per hour Category 3 hurricane with a minimum central low pressure of 959 millibars. And it is starting to get to rapid strengthening. It has dropped I believe 10 millibars just since this morning. So definitely starting to get some rapid strengthening going. And it has dropped 3 millibars here in just the last hour. So yeah, it looks like Finn.
Okay, I am back.
Outside, and I'll be back in a little bit as long as you don't have anything else for me.
No, not right now.
Alrighty. Yeah, just back to this tornado warning. Just gonna watch this closely.
Greetings from tornadohq.com.
All right, everyone. So let's go ahead and take a look at okay. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look at this McRae storm with the tornado warning here. So as you can see, that is our area of rotation right there. So that is our area. We'll be seeing that at that area of rotation. Let's go take a look back at that Vidalia storm that he was talking about, and I really don't see too much rotation on that anymore, but just a little bit of rotation here in the Vidalia area. Yep. Hey, Reed. Thanks for watching, guys. We're having technical difficulties. I have to leave. Actually, those technical difficulties have just resolved themselves, but the live stream will be ending here. So thanks for watching.